Okay, I apologize about the re-release on this video. I don't know what keeps happening, but YouTube keeps taking down my time-lapse music. Not sure why. I repaid for my license and everything, so I'm gonna re-release this one. Hope you guys enjoy it with music this time. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are in our temporary operating area here, aka the two-car garage. And the sooner we get the shop situation taken care of, the better my life will be. As you can see here, we're somewhat organized, but not really that organized. And on top of doing the garage, we've also taken on some DIY homeowner stuff. Originally there was, oh, here, I'll just show you real quick. Little mudroom house tour here. Oh, look at that. Kyla doing her wife duties. But there was originally a bunch of shelves here, and now we're going to do built-ins. So they had a shelf sunk into this garage wall. We had to drywall it. Kyla's learning all about mudding, sanding, taping. Not too bad if I do say so myself. So anyway, you'll have to bear with us on the temporary location here. But we got our little roll cart. And to address the problem at hand here, I did in fact put this AC line on the wrong side of this intercooler pipe. Therefore, it did rub through the battery tray and drain the refrigerant. So for starters, just to make my life easier, I'm gonna pull this intercooler pipe up and out of the way. The manifold lines are right down there. Shouldn't be too hard to get to. And I do have to remove our PSP cover to get to the high pressure line under here. The other side goes to the accumulator. So basically it's the manifold or suction and discharge hose assembly. Now off camera, we went ahead and got our new replacement hoses. And here you guys can kind of see what we're replacing here. I also did purchase a vacuum pump, and we're gonna fill this the old-fashioned way. Manifold gauges, electric vacuum pump. It isn't quite summer yet, but man, I do not want to wait for AC until summer does hit. So let's get it taken apart here and show you the damage. After a couple minutes, pop that off. Got the line disconnected here from our condenser. Got it disconnected from our accumulator. And now all that's left, if you look all the way down there, right there, there's a 10 mil bolt that's recessed. I'm gonna use a stubby, get that sucker out, and then that line should pop off. Now looking at the new manifold lines here as a reference, it looks like that just kind of has a little bit of pressure, so we don't have to take it all the way. Oh. So like I was saying, looking at the new lines, it looks like that just holds a little bit of pressure, so I don't actually have to take that bolt all the way off. I just kind of knock her out, and then we should be good to go. I gotta transfer the I guess that'd be the high side pressure gauge over, but we'll get this line out and then go over it. Plans changed. Bolt came all the way out, which is fine. Dropped it, not so much fun, but pretty cool how Ford does this. We're going to transfer this high side pressure gauge into our new hose, and shouldn't be too bad. So just a quick crack on, and off she comes. Throw this on there, fresh O-rings. The only thing that this line kit didn't come with is new O-rings for the compressor. We're just going to cross our fingers, hope that the old ones suffice. I'm going to crank this down and then get this thing kind of fished in there. Good quality hose though, came with this heat shield in here, and this is the line where it rubbed through clearly. And we didn't have to drain the refrigerant system because Mother Nature drained it for us. So that was a nice bonus. But I'm gonna get this thrown in the truck, and then we'll pick up the camera again. Even got the puppers on patrol up here. Oh, what? A little warm for you today? Huh? Anyway, line installed. I'll tell you this right now, guys. I would rather drag my you-know-what across tar than pull an inner fender well out on a Super Duty. New, old, don't matter. These fender wells absolutely suck to take out. This job, I would have spent more time getting the fender liner out than I would have dealing with that. But a little stubby ratchet, we got her in there. Now, it looks like these were pre-bent. Probably the Chinese manufacturer spec here. But we got to plug our low pressure switch, or high pressure switch, excuse me, in right here. Clip. This goes around the hose to prevent it from getting in the belt, like so. Like that. That keeps it away from the belt, like that. Then this line, now we learned, see, this line goes in here like this, bend it around, pop it through, there we go, pop it through like so. That makes sense now. I definitely had that on the wrong side. So all of this is my own doing, I suppose. I always like to leave the sealed ends on until I'm right here at the connection. I like to do that just to keep debris, dirt, all that stuff out. Now we'll pop this line. Looks like it might go on the other side of this battery cable. Let me get the lines hooked up and we'll pick it back up. Okay, so now we have our AC line installed here. Got that done. Got the high pressure side done to here. Before I go putting everything, like the intercooler pipe, all that stuff back together, I'm gonna go ahead and pull a vacuum on this old girl here. Make sure we don't have any more leaks. If you guys are unfamiliar with what a vacuum is, we'll go into it in some detail, but we wanna remove the plastic plugs here. This one had new Schrader valves and everything installed, so real nice piece. And remember, when you have a refrigeration leak, kind of leaves this greenish residue, okay? Most of the time, it doesn't leak out any oil. It's usually all refrigerant, which this truck's R134, so we're not gonna add any oil. If you do have to add oil, it's PAG, P-A-G. I'm gonna get my manifold gauges hooked up, and we'll get the compressor hooked up, and I'll show you guys exactly how this all works. So rather than renting everything, I just decided to buy it. I got this from O'Reilly's. We had to add oil. Make sure if you were renting this tool, borrowing it from a buddy, make sure the oil level's correct. We got oil. We hooked up our vacuum to our vacuum on our manifold gauges. Red is high, blue is low. High side usually is around the condenser on a diesel pickup truck. The only difference, like the Rams use a TXV, so theirs is a little different, but your older Fords, your older Dodges, you're gonna look for a canister like this. This is the accumulator. Generally, the low side charge port is gonna be around this area. Your high side's generally up front. The caps even tell you L, H, again, something that people can screw up, but they've made it pretty much foolproof. So now we're gonna pull a vacuum. So we're gonna start by turning our vacuum pump on like that. Should be pretty quiet. That's the first time I ever fired it up. We're going to open our Schrader on our manifold gauges here. Open this one as well. Okay. Now you guys can see here, these aren't open yet. So we're gonna open the low side. It's pulling a vacuum. We'll open the high side, like so. And we're gonna let it pull a vacuum for about 10 minutes, okay? Once we hit about, and that's normal, Once we hit about 10 minutes on the vacuum, what I will do is I will shut these two off, then I'll shut the pump off, and you wanna make sure it can hold a vacuum. So just looking at how low the vacuum's going on this, I'd say we got a decent seal. We're at 25 inches of mercury in the vacuum side. This you just want to see below zero. The big problem is if I shut this vacuum off like this and those instantly fly back up to zero, you definitely have a leak. But we're gonna let this run for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna clean up some tools. Then once it's at 10 minutes, I'll pick the camera back up, show you guys shutting it off, sealing everything up, and then we will do our leak test. I like having my own stuff. I mean, I might use this tool 4 or 5 times in my life, but I'll always have it. I'll never need to rent it. I know it's in good condition, and you can't put a price on that. So we'll let this thing do its thing. While I pull on a vacuum, show you guys the hood. All right. Now this isn't rural by any means, but this is what I like to refer to as Southern California rural. Okay. No sidewalk, no HOA. Our property is large enough. I think we can have 6 chickens and a pig. And it's pretty cool. We can go ride side-by-sides in the subdivision. No one cares. Golf carts, whatever. We have BLM land down at the end of this road. And then plenty of places to park my trailers. Look at this. So as we come around the corner here, we can ride side-by-sides down this road all the way down there. There's also BLM land there that we can ride. So all in all, not terrible. And this is the kind of neighborhood you can leave your door unlocked still. A lot of either they were here. So we bought this house, I think, from the original buyers. So we're kind of the new age. We got a few new age neighbors. A lot of guys doing rehabs. But now that we're done with my little life update, 10-minute timer, we're gonna go ahead, kick our vacuum pump off, and this should hold a vacuum. I think the book's like 30 minutes. I've never been one for doing it by the book like that. I'm usually, if it holds with 10, I'm good. So you guys can see where we're at there. No funny business. Okay. It'll creep up a little bit for sure. The big thing is you don't want it going positive. Okay. But you guys can see holding steady. Chances are if it holds steady while you watch it for that first little bit, it generally holds steady the rest of the way. But you got to think, we have leaks here, leaks here, leaks here on 2 hoses, 2 potential leaks. The manifold block came from Harbor Freight. That's just a whole nother leak. This could leak, this could leak. A lot of leaks if you catch my drift. So we're just going to let it go. And then once this is done, I'll show you guys how to fill the refrigerant. We're going to fill it using this line. And then we already had a AC in a can thing, so I just continued on with that. We have, I think it's like 34 ounces. So there's 20. And then here is 10. So that's 30 ounces. And then this one still has a little left, the Avalanche. So between this one, and this one, we'll be good. They would not sell me a bottle because my license is no longer active. So I just got to retake that test. And then I can get a tank if I do a lot of AC work. But now we just wait. Okay, about 10 minutes. Now we can go ahead and we're going to close our manifolds here, like so. We're going to remove our vacuum hose, like so. And then we can get this vacuum pump out of the way. We'll put that away, probably never. And then we have our can. Now you need what's called a can opener or a canister valve. They call it a few different things. But you're gonna thread this on, like so, okay? And now this is where I usually read the directions on this stuff. I am not essentially a, what's the term? A AC expert. So I always forget if I gotta hold this upside down or right side up. I don't remember. So I'm gonna refresh my memory real quick so I don't cause a EPA disaster. Whether you agree or disagree, 134A, pretty rough stuff. It even hurts to breathe, so I'd rather not do it in my driveway at my house. Let me check this out here. So we kind of keep it up, and then, so I'm gonna puncture the top here. Now keep in mind, our manifolds are shut. All right, now we can put this whole can in. So this is punctured, like so. And now we open it back up, and there should be refrigerant now flowing from this, if my memory serves me correctly. Again, this is not a how to do AC appropriately. This is just my way of doing it. Okay, then we should be able to open our valve. Yep, I heard it. Open, like that. Just let the truck pull the last little bit of this out. You guys hear the air compressor kicking on and off. It's still a little low. That's okay. Getting all this refrigerant out of this little can first. And as you guys can see here, see the refrigerant flowing every time the compressor kicks in. And that sight glass is going in. Compressor staying on longer every time. It's just a game. It takes a long time to do this by hand. Compared. Ooh, frosty. Very nice. Needs a little more, but she's frosty. Man, I wish you guys could feel this through the phone. Nice. Nice. Okay, all that's left is we got to put everything back together. We ended up right around, I think 200 on the high side. Low side drops down to like 35. Might need a little more. I'm a little dyslexic. I thought it was 2.18 pounds. It's actually 2.81 pounds. So we put just as proof, no refrigerant sprayed anywhere. We emptied this 10-ounce can, which is good. Empty. We emptied this 20-ounce can. Good. Empty. And then whatever was in here, which I want to say there's probably 6 or 7 ounces. So it's got basically just a little low still on charge. But we'll take these back to the parts store, get our cores. Which I've seen other states do it too. But Cali's like that as well. Which honestly isn't that big of a deal. Like whatever. But I think it's like $10. Yeah, $10 core on both of these. So we'll get a little bit more and fill it up. But that's kind of a day in the life of me currently, just, you know, tinkering around, putzing around, playing with our trucks, and we'll have our garage up and running soon. It's just all in due time, folks, all in due time. But we got the AC fixed just in time for the heat wave that's about to hit this week. We're supposed to be in the 90s already, so Definitely don't want the kids or the wife riding around sweating. We got by the first week with the windows down, but it is time. So again, not a super in-depth tutorial on AC systems, so to speak. Really, just kind of wing it. The big thing is, if you're new to it, don't ever try to charge through the high side. The only way you can do the high side is with the vehicle off. Once the vehicle is on, no high side. You can take readings from the high side, but do not try to fill it. The reason why the high side is the higher pressure, and what can happen is it'll actually start to push it back into your canister with the compressor cycling on and off. But that is where we're at. I'm gonna put this back together. Luckily for me now, we know where this is supposed to route, which is here, intercooler pipe here. We got our harnesses all out of the way, so just throw that pipe in here. Nice little repair video, get the channel up running again. I'm not sure what the next video on. I might show you guys our new work area, may not, just kind of debating. If you guys want to go purchase any merch, I did shut the store down until I can get all the shipping stuff switched around and everything else. It will remain shut down. So we do have some new t-shirts that I put designs in for. I'm just waiting for someone to get approved, and then we'll do another merch drop. In the past, I've ordered rather large quantities, and sometimes you guys love them, sometimes you guys hate them. So what I'm going to do is a couple of designs in smaller quantities, and if they sell out quick, we'll do a reorder and go through it again. I'm hesitant to do pre-orders, and the reason why is I do not want a shirt to be sent out or prepaid for that I wouldn't wear myself, isn't comfortable, not good quality. So that is why we don't do pre-sales, and I hope you guys can understand. So I'm gonna get this all cleaned up. Give this one a big thumbs up. Drop your comments down below. Subscribe if you're not already, and as always, I will catch y'all on the next one.